What's up, guys? Welcome back to JSig Poker, where I go over all PLO tips, tricks, and strategies. If you guys want to learn how to get better at PLO, hit that like and subscribe button. And today I'm going to go over a review session of Best Bet Live. The Lodge Poker. And before I get into that, guys, if you guys want to play in a friendly club on GG app, hit me up on Instagram at Acoustic Shredder. We've got all types of games, you know, from PLO, no limit hold'em, low to high stakes. Games are really good. Just let me know and I'll be able to get you in. All right, now let's go ahead and get to the hand review here. The Lodge Poker. We got some little PLO action going on. Some fun players, good mix of pros and fun players. Good fun. All right, so here we have Paul C limping in from the hijack with ace jack queen 2 double suited right off the bat. This is definitely a pot. Sumit on the cutoff with ace jacks 10-6 double suited, also another great hand, and he limps in. Super passive so far, guys. That is not a limp. You got to raise both those hands. All right, both those hands you got to pot up. We get Boots in there, F-On in there, Keanu in there. Keanu raising it up with 9-9-7-7 double suited. I love it. Both connected, double suited, two pairs. Obviously, Paul C and Sumit not going anywhere. Ifan, pretty terrible hand with the 3 in your hand. Definitely a fold unless it's a 4. But we get 4 players, 2 a flop, $600 pot in a 5-5-10 game.
Horseshoe fills in the box.
Oh, wow, what a flop. Flop comes king, queen 2 with 2 hearts. Paul C flops top, bottom pair with the gut shot, with the queen deuce, ace jack gut shot. Sumit in there with ace jack 10-6 with the wrap and backdoor flush draw and the nut flush draw. What a monster. I would strongly contemplate betting pot here for 600, trying to get maximum fold equity versus hands like queen 10 jack, king x, aces with nothing to go with it. And with the stack to pot ratio, you're going to be committed to get it in. So I do like potting there.
A wrap there.
Oh my goodness. Turn is a jack of clubs, so he completes his straight. Sumit. Paul C has 3 pair now, and everyone else doesn't have anything to go with it. So definitely should see him try and bet here and build the pot.
With ace 10. With a second club, 2 hearts, 2 clubs out there.
And Paul C, I would assume, just checking here.
66% equity here.
No real point in betting.
Bucking a squirt is bet by Paul C.
Okay, and I do believe he just bets 125, really, really small. I don't like it, you guys. There's 2 straights out there. There's 2 flush draws out there. And you have queen jack mid pair. So even king x beats you with the 2 pair. So I don't like that. I would just much rather get to showdown. Sumit, what does he do here? I think he just calls. I don't like it. Oh, he just raises. Okay, good. 575. I would much rather see to maybe raise the pot. I don't know if he did raise the pot, but like I said, there's 2 flush draws out there. There's potential sets that can call you down. He can have ace 10 potentially that you can be free rolling against. Now, if you're Paul C, you just got to fold his hand. Oh my goodness, and he calls. This guy. And he calls for most of his stack. He only has 285 behind. He's obviously there. Oh my goodness. River is a deuce. So he gets there on the river. Now, if you're Paul C, you just got to jam here. Sumit is going to check back a straight so often at the time with that board pair. There's really nothing he gets value from at this point. This is just hilariously played on both sides. And he does make the call, and unfortunately Sumit is going to take a very, very bad beat, turning the absolute nuts with 2 redraws versus just 2 pair and a gut shot. Wow. Incredible hand. Let's get on to the next hand. Obviously a good game, right, my friends? All right, and for the next hand, we get a bunch of limpers here, bunch of trash hands. 10-9, 7-4, 7-5, 4-2, Ace Queen 5-2, Ace. But Boots opened it up with King Jack 10-8. He ISOs from the small blind out of position. I don't like it with just the Jack high suit. If it's double suited with the King high suit, for example, King 10 of diamonds, Jack 8 of clubs, sure, sounds good, but not this hand. Just out of position. You know, you're not going to have good enough board coverage. You're not going to be nutted enough. And we get 3 loose callers in there. So this game is very, very loose, very crazy. All right, flop comes deuce, 8-6, rainbow. Boots flops top pair with a bunch of 2-pair outs. Sumit has a wrap. Expect him to play it passively once again. He has a lower wrap. Afan actually has a higher wrap, so Sumit is dominated now. Let's see how the action goes.
With regards to straight draws,
Boots actually bets into 3 people with King Jack 10-8. Guys, this is a mistake. Reason why is because even if you hit your 10, someone could have 7-9 and completely crush you. There's too many bad turns for you. Any 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. That's almost 60 to 70% of the deck right there, right? And so you bet, someone calls, you're not going to know what to do on the turn. As I went through my last video that talks about this, how to make easy decisions every time in PLO. If you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and look at my video section and look that up. It's going to explain why not to do this.
Help you make a straight.
Now, Paul C is definitely a fold here. Sumit, I mean, with your wrap and bottom pair, you just have to call. And I do like calling. Reason being because, again, you get dominated by higher straight draws. Most likely, Boots is going to have a strong hand leading into 3 players. You're not going to have any fold equity. Now, Boots actually turns an open-ended with a flush draw. Sumit turns the nuts, or second nut straight, and Afan turns the nuts straight. Now, if I'm Sumit and you have a pot-sized bet left with the second nuts with the flush draw, I think you just go all in here. You just got to get protection. It's not likely someone has 7-10. Even if they do, Afan, right? You still have outs to a flush, you know, and it's a pot-sized bet left. You got to protect against sets and 2 pairs. And if you're going to call fish in for this, then you got to get it in when you hit it, right? But Afan is definitely in there with hit the nuts, correctly betting pot. I would assume Boots, if he's going to play it this way, he's going to call the turn, right? And he does make the call. And this is another reason why you don't bet this on the flop, because the turns can just put you in tricky situations where you're going to be fishing. Now, Sumit is in there with a really, really tough decision. Afan is most likely going to be only betting 7-10 here a high majority of the time. Possibly. And it makes a great fold. Wow, makes a great fold. Afan could possibly have hands like 9-9, 10 Jack, right? But that's like the bottom of his range. Okay, river comes a board pair. And now if you're Afan and you did not get there with the 8 blocker, you can strongly contemplating leading pot here. Although it would be hard to get fold because Afan would have a lot of hands like 9, 10, 7 that block potential boats like pocket 9s. So I don't mind a jam here. And he does go all in. He snap goes all in. Now you're Afan. What do you think Boots has? Do you think he's going to raise out of position pre-flop with hands like 6-8, 7-9, or 6-8x, 6-6, or pocket 8s maybe? Or do you think he has a hand like ace, 8-10 with clubs, right? King, 10 Jack with clubs. Those hands can definitely be likely. Oh wow, he makes the fold, and that is why bluffing in PLO and having blockers is so powerful, you guys. And he gets away with it. That's what guts can do for you. Let's get to the next hand. All right, we get Sumit in there with Queen Jack 9 deuce. Alex raising it up with Queen 10 9 6 double suited. I love it. Really, really good hand with good playability. Everything's connected. A fawn in there with Jack 5 7 6. Don't mind it, although it's a little bit loose. Boots in there with Jack 8 8 10. A little bit loose, but hey, it's all connected and you're completing the action, so I don't mind it at all. I think that is a correct call.
You mentioned that, and I said, what the hell is a singlet? But he's still waiting for the hoodie and cap. Paul's in Australia. He ordered merchandise.
All right, now we get a pretty dynamic board. Queen 9-4 with 2 clubs. So Alex has top 2 with a 10 for potential backdoor straight draw and a backdoor flush draw. The question is here, does he want to check raise all in, or does he want to bet and potentially get called and see a ton of bad turns? So that being said, I would say and prefer that he check raises all in, because he's going to have aces a lot of the time, and he's going to have strong kings who are going to have to check this board. So I think mixing in this top 2 pair is a perfect hand to do it.
Puppy feet.
Let's see what he does. I think he's good enough to check.
This man does have some clubs.
Okay, he is going to go ahead and bet 450, about 2/3. I would much rather just see a pot bet. Like I said, there's so many bad turns there for us. Any king, any jack, any 10, any ace, any 4, any club. A fawn, just too loose with the jack high flush draw and nothing else to go with it. You can easily be dominated by better flush draws, and you don't have a redraw to go with it. Boots definitely has to, I would prefer to see a fold from Boots, because yes, we do have a wrap, sure, but we block our own 8s, and we don't have a flush draw. So guys, nuttiness is a huge factor, driving factor when playing pots, and that's what's going to win you guys the most money.
So, Romeo, here's the turn, 7 of diamonds.
Turn is a 7 of diamonds. Monster turn for Alex. Expect him to continue potting here. Now you have top 2 with the gut shot, with the 10 of high flush draw. Pot is $2,000. Everyone else has around that much. Boots only has about $1,300 left. Alex should 100% be potting at this point. I mean, that is absolute beautiful turn for him. One of the best turns in the deck.
Gives him the equity lead here.
And he does bet the pot, 2,000.
Okay,
a fawn in there. Yeah, he's got to gamble with his jack high flush draw with open-ended and a pair at this point. If you're going to call it a flop, you guys got to call off the turn with how much is in there. Now Boots is in a pretty bad position. You just got to fold at this point. There's 2 flush draws out there that kill a lot of your outs. And a lot of your straight draws are probably going to be dead. He does make the correct fold. Alex is in good shape here. Really good shape.
Got a $4,000 pot.
Let's see how big of a favorite he is. Yeah, he's actually 72% favorite versus a fawn. And in PLO, we all know that's a lot.
You want an 8? What? 8? Oh, I have a...
Nice river for Alex. And I believe that is it. Alex scoops the pot and wins a $4,600 pot at 5-5-10. That is a big pot. All right, next one. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 callers. I guess it was straddled. I don't even know what's going on at this point.
We've got some hands in here that they're on the right side of your screen.
This game is so funny. Flop comes Jack, Deuce, 7 with 2 spades. Paul C flops a nut flush draw, holding 3 spades, which is not a good hand. Boots has top set with a potential backdoor gut shot with the Jack of spades, which is good. Yeah, so it's pretty much him and Paul C having really the only relevant. Oh my goodness, and James actually has middle set with nothing to go with it.
activates nut flush for Paul. Middle set for James. Top set for Boots. Over.
And Boots does bet really kind of smallish, a little bit over half pot. I don't like that. Look at all the draws that are out there. There's a straight draw, there's a flush draw, there's a backdoor flush draw, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. I think you should either be potting it or looking to check jam. I would much prefer a check jam because there's still 1, 2, 3 players behind you who can easily sense weakness and bet get it in with worse. Right, 2 pairs sets such as James, he's short, so chances are he can pot it. And if you repot it, he's not going to fold because he's committed. So I would prefer a check raise here.
Low flush draw for Yogi and a gutter ball.
James is going to get it in with his middle set. Can't blame him for doing that with his stack size, but he is going to be up against, Boots' top set.
We've already gotten all in. James.
Now, Paul C, who has shown to be very, very loose, as we can see, is doing pretty bad with the nut flush draw, with the bunch of spades that are dead. Look how many spades are dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's only got a couple of outs, or a few outs. He's got 3 outs. But he's in there versus Boots. Boots going to look real good at this point. 63% favorite to win this. The only thing that is good for Paul C is that they're sharing each other boat outs, which kills some of their odds. But yeah, Paul C is here to play, my friends. You can tell he does something. He obviously has some real job where he's in the sun often, maybe construction. You get a lot of construction players that come and just like to gamble after a hard day's work, because they get paid cash. Mostly a lot of 1099s. But yeah, this is a pretty crazy hand. But you guys can see why it's so profitable to play big pairs in PLO. Right? Because you can dominate worse hands like pocket sevens, who shouldn't be in there in the first place. Pocket deuces. Hands like Paul C's. A flush draw with 3 outs. Yeah, this is wrong. This 31%, he only has 3 outs. So he only has like 9% odds to win.
It's never good, guys, when you're rooting for 1 out.
Let's see the first board. Alright, doesn't really change much. Paul C now has a lower straight draw. Alright, Boots takes that one. And that is it. Boots scoops. He is on fire right now. Alright, well, I'll continue reviewing this session with you guys down the line, but if you guys like this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and look out for more weekly videos, hand reviews, vlogs, as well as tips, tricks, and strategies. Have a good one, you guys.